Hello and welcome to the first ever video episode, potentially a new series I might start of long form content of just, chatting to you as if I was your bigger brother, giving advice in the best in my ability that I learned in life to you. Yeah, that's right, you right there on the other side of that screen. The name of this show will be Vibing with SOS. I basically just mainly been doing live streams, but I want to start mixing it up a bit of long form content. And yep, this is a go at it, and let's see where it takes us. So the first episode of Vibing with SOS, we're going to be talking about courage and being true to yourself. So today, join me and let's take this challenge on together of embracing our true self. Growing up could definitely be tough. It could definitely take like an enormous amount of courage of embracing our true self in a world that often tries to mold us into something that we are just truly not. It's going to be a journey definitely of like self-discovery, and it's not always going to be easy. But it's for sure going to be a journey that's worth taking, believe me. Because at the end of the day, being true to ourselves will be the most, what's that word? Elaborating feeling in the world. Look at it like this. When we're young, we constantly will be like bombarded with like messages telling us who we should be and how we should act and what we should look like, especially from platforms like social media, maybe from our parents, our peers. At the end of the day, everyone is gonna seem to have like an opinion on how we should live our lives. At times it's always going to be easy to get caught up in trying to conform these expectations to fit in and be liked. The problem is when we do that, we will often lose ourselves in the process. In life, we are going to be afraid to be rejected, of being ridiculed, and from being different. And we will be afraid that if we even dare to be ourselves, people will judge us, me and you on the other side of that screen. And the worst of all, laugh at us and abandon us. So that's why we put on this mask. A mask that will obviously hide our true selves. A mask that's going to make us feel like we are living a lie. And we're going to be afraid to take off this mask to show the world who we really are, because we will just, at the end of the day, be afraid of being hurt. But the thing is, when we conform our social norms and when we're going to want to try to fit in, we're not just actually hurting ourselves, but we're actually going to also be hurting others around us. And I'll tell you why. Because we're going to be perpetuating a circle of fear and judgment, and a cycle that will prevent us to be truly connecting to each one and another. Basically, we're preventing ourselves from a formal, deep, meaningful relationships, and relationships that are built on trust and mutual respect. Let me make up an example right here on the spot, bearing with me. Let's say there's a story of a young boy that loves to dance, and he will be always told that dancing is a feminine activity, and then that's boys should not be interested. But he couldn't just help to stay true to what he loves. He loves to move his body, to express himself through the music, and he's always going to be afraid to tell his friends, afraid of being ridiculed, but he couldn't happen to shake it off, the feeling that he was meant to dance. So he's gonna start taking all these secret classes, sneaking away from his parents, his watchful eyes, to learn how to pirouette and leap. Let me think of another example. Let's say you take a young girl who loves science. She's always told that girls aren't good at math, that they shouldn't pursue that's a tough word for me, pursue a career in the science field. But she was always fascinated by the way how the world worked, by the mysterious of the universe. She was always going to be afraid to speak up in class, afraid maybe she'll be seen as stupid. But she just couldn't help of asking questions, seeking answers. These are basically the stories of people who dared to challenge the status quo, to be true to themselves despite the fear of being judged. And it's not easy, and it's obviously never going to be easy. There'll definitely be times, unfortunately, that you're going to feel like giving up, like, conforming to the norms, just to fit in. But the thing is, when you're being true to yourself and when you're brave enough to take that mask off, that's when the magic truly starts to begin, my friend. And then this is the power of courage, of being true to ourselves. And, it's never obviously going to be easy. But at the end, my friend, I promise you, it will be worth it. And when you're brave enough to take off that mask, to show the world who you really meant to be, that's when we can truly start to live our lives. So I will leave you with a challenge today. I want you to challenge yourself to take that mask off. I understand it's going to be easier said than done. Try your best, in the best of your ability, to show the world who you're really meant to be. Obviously, like I said, it won't be easy, but I promise you, it will be worth it. Embrace your true self and watch how over time your life will transform. Thank you so much today for watching our first episode. 5 Minute of SOS. Topic today was obviously courage. Myself too. My weakness has always been courage, and to this day, it still is. How about me and you on the other side of that screen? Let's try to take this challenge on the next day, or when time feels right. Obviously, sooner the better. And yeah, let's tackle this together, me and you, or the whole community. I am Adam, representing Team SOS. God bless you, and thank you for spending about 5 to 10 minutes of your time. In case I don't see you on the next one, make sure you have yourself a good morning, afternoon, evening, and most importantly, good night. See ya. Peace.